Have you ever noticed how a single morning can decide the direction of your entire day? One hurried, anxious start can leave you drained, unfocused, and restless. But one intentional, prayerful beginning can shift the atmosphere, fill you with peace, and transform how you face every moment that follows. This is why your mornings are not ordinary. They are powerful. The first moments of your morning are far more powerful than most people realize. They are not just the beginning of a new day. They are the foundation upon which everything else will stand. The way you choose to start determines the direction your mind, your emotions, and your spirit will take for the hours that follow. If you wake up distracted, rushing, already worried, the rest of your day tends to mirror that chaos. But when you begin with intention, when you frame your morning with prayer and focus, you set a tone that carries peace, strength, and clarity through everything you face. Think about it. When you open your eyes, your mind is fresh. It has not yet been bombarded with noise, responsibilities, or distractions. This early space is the most fertile ground of your day, a clean slate waiting to be filled. Many waste it by immediately scrolling through messages, chasing after urgency, or reliving yesterday's stress. That habit invites confusion before the day has even started. But if instead you guard those first moments and dedicate them to centering your heart, you step into the day prepared, grounded, and empowered. The first words you speak matter. If they are words of complaint, doubt, or fear, you set yourself on a path of negativity. But if they are words of gratitude and prayer, you shift the atmosphere instantly. Gratitude anchors you in perspective, reminding you that you are alive, that breath fills your lungs, that today is another chance to grow, to change, and to make an impact. Prayer lifts your mind above small distractions and focuses it on higher purpose. It reminds you that you are not walking into the day alone, but with divine strength by your side. The first decisions you make also matter. Will you begin in haste, rushing out the door, or will you carve out even a few minutes of quiet to align your spirit? Those first choices are like dominoes. They set off a chain reaction. A calm, prayerful morning usually leads to steady actions throughout the day, while a frantic morning often leads to mistakes, stress, and missed opportunities. Discipline in the first hour is like steering the wheel of your entire day. Your morning is also the time when your mind is most impressionable. Science shows that the first 20 minutes after waking are when your brain is highly absorbent, soaking in whatever you feed it. That is why prayer in the morning is so transformative. By filling your spirit with peace, faith, and clarity right away, you program your mind to carry those qualities with you. Instead of allowing anxiety or distractions to dictate your mood, you establish control. You decide the atmosphere of your day before the world can decide it for you. Every great achievement begins with structure, and every strong structure begins with a foundation. Your morning is that foundation. If it is weak, the rest of the day struggles to stand. But if it is strong, the rest of the day rises with it. The truth is, you cannot always control what happens in the middle of the day. Unexpected problems, difficult people, and sudden challenges will always appear. But you can control how you start, and that control can determine how well you face everything else. So never underestimate the power of your first moments. Protect them. Use them wisely. Start with gratitude that softens your heart. Begin with prayer that sharpens your spirit. Fill your mind with truth instead of fear. Those early moments are your chance to shape not just your morning, but your entire day. When you start with strength, peace, and focus, you carry them into every conversation, every decision, and every challenge. The first moments shape everything, and when you begin with intention, Your whole day becomes a reflection of that choice. Prayer aligns your spirit in a way nothing else can. When you begin your day speaking with God, you are not just reciting words. You are resetting the entire atmosphere of your inner life. So often, people wake up with scattered thoughts, leftover stress from yesterday, or anxiety about what lies ahead. The mind races before the body has even moved, and you feel exhausted before the day begins. But prayer interrupts that chaos. It takes the noise in your head and brings it into order. It replaces confusion with clarity, fear with peace, and weakness with strength. Prayer is not merely a habit. It is a lifeline that grounds you in truth before the world has a chance to pull you off balance. Think about the way a compass works. No matter how far it is moved, shaken, or spun around, it always resets and points north. Prayer works the same way in your spirit. The pressures of life spin you in many directions. Work, relationships, struggles, expectations. But prayer brings you back to alignment, pointing you toward your true center. It reminds you who you are, whose you are, and what really matters. Without that alignment, it's easy to drift, to chase things that don't matter, or to feel lost in the noise of the day. Prayer also gives you clarity in decisions. A heart weighed down with stress cannot think clearly. An anxious mind makes poor choices because it is driven by fear instead of wisdom. But when you pray, you invite guidance greater than your own understanding. You open yourself to wisdom that sees farther than your eyes, and you position your heart to make choices with peace rather than panic. Prayer clears the fog so that you can see where to step and where to wait. But prayer does more than give clarity, it gives strength. Life demands so much from you every day. Responsibilities, deadlines, expectations, and challenges all pull at your energy. If you try to carry it all in your own power, you will quickly become drained. But prayer renews your strength at the source. It connects you to a strength that does not run out. Weakness is replaced with resilience. Weariness is exchanged for endurance. In prayer, you find the courage to face what once felt impossible, not because the challenges vanish, but because your spirit is fortified from within. Prayer also aligns your emotions. When you start the day without it, you are vulnerable to every trigger: anger, impatience, discouragement. Small issues feel like big ones because your heart is unguarded. But prayer is like armor. It clothes you in peace, and that peace acts as a shield against negativity. Things that would normally throw you off no longer carry the same power because you enter the day centered, calm, and strong. One of the most profound effects of prayer is perspective. When you pray, you lift your eyes above the smallness of problems and see the bigger picture. You remember that the day is not just about getting through tasks, but about walking with purpose. You remember that you are not just reacting to life, but shaping it through your attitude, words, and actions. Prayer shifts you from survival mode to purposeful living. And perhaps most importantly, prayer aligns you with peace. In a world filled with noise, chaos, and distraction, peace is priceless. You cannot buy it, you cannot fake it, but you can receive it through prayer. That peace steadies your spirit so that no matter what storms arise, you carry calm within you. So never underestimate what happens when you start your day in prayer. It is not empty routine, it is transformation. It takes scattered thoughts and makes them clear. It takes weakness and turns it into strength. It takes fear and covers it with peace. When you begin with prayer, you walk into the day aligned, unshaken, and ready for whatever comes your way. Prayer truly aligns your spirit, and when your spirit is aligned, your life follows with power and purpose. Peace over anxiety is one of the greatest gifts that morning prayer gives you. Every new day carries unknowns, tasks you must complete, challenges you must face, conversations you must have, and situations you cannot predict. The natural response of the human heart is often anxiety. Fear of the future creeps in. Worry about provision, relationships, or health takes root. Before you even leave your house, the weight of what might go wrong can cloud your thoughts and drain your energy. But when you begin your day with prayer, something powerful happens. Fear is silenced and replaced with peace. You shift from dread to calm confidence because your heart is no longer carrying the day alone. Anxiety thrives in uncertainty. It magnifies what you cannot control and whispers that you are not strong enough for what is ahead. But prayer confronts those lies with truth. When you pray, you hand over the very things that keep you restless. You acknowledge that while the day may be filled with unknowns, it is not beyond the reach of divine wisdom and guidance. Prayer is surrender, but it is not weakness. It is strength in disguise. It is the moment you trade your fear for peace that surpasses understanding. Morning prayer is especially powerful because it sets the emotional tone before anxiety has a chance to take hold. If you wait until the middle of the day, after problems arise, your heart is already unsettled. But when you start in prayer, you enter the day carrying calm instead of chaos. Peace becomes your default posture, and fear finds no foothold. In that place of stillness, your mind becomes sharper and your spirit steadier. Decisions flow more clearly because they are not driven by panic but by perspective. Peace does not mean the absence of problems. It means the presence of strength. Prayer does not remove challenges, but it removes the power of anxiety to dominate you. It centers your soul so that when difficulties come, you do not collapse under their weight. Instead, you face them with calm determination. Fear reacts, but peace responds. Fear magnifies obstacles, but peace sees solutions. Fear paralyzes, but peace moves forward step by step. There is also a physical power in choosing peace over anxiety. Science has shown that worry triggers stress hormones that wear down the body, weaken the immune system, and cloud the mind. But peace, cultivated through prayer, has the opposite effect. It slows your breathing, calms your heart rate, and brings clarity to your thoughts. When your morning begins with peace, even your body is strengthened to face the day with greater energy and focus. Morning prayer also builds confidence. Anxiety often tells you that you are unprepared, that you are not enough, that you will surely fail. But prayer reminds you of the strength within you and the presence that goes before you. That reminder transforms insecurity into assurance. You begin to believe not only that you can handle what comes, but that you will thrive in it. This quiet confidence is not arrogance. It is peace in action. It is knowing that no matter what arises, you will not face it alone. Over time, prayer develops a habit of peace. The more consistently you begin your day in prayer, the quicker your heart learns to default to calm instead of panic. When trouble arises, your spirit remembers the stillness you experienced that morning. You return to it instinctively instead of spiraling into worry. This is how prayer reprograms your response to life. It silences fear at its roots and replaces it with steady faith. So as you rise each morning, do not let anxiety steal your joy before the day has begun. Take those fears, lay them down in prayer, and walk away carrying peace. Let your spirit be anchored before the storms even form. Then, no matter what the day holds, you will face it with calm confidence, knowing that fear has no authority over a heart that begins in prayer. Peace over anxiety is not just an idea. It is a reality available to you every morning if you choose it. Inviting divine guidance is one of the greatest purposes of morning prayer. Every day we wake up faced with countless decisions, some small, some life-altering. We must choose where to invest our time, how to respond to others, which opportunities to pursue, and which distractions to avoid. The truth is, our own wisdom is limited. No matter how intelligent or experienced we are, we cannot see the full picture of what lies ahead. This is why beginning the day in prayer is so vital. It is the moment where we admit that we need guidance beyond ourselves, where we open our hearts to wisdom that sees further than our own vision, and where we invite protection that shields us from dangers we cannot anticipate. Life is filled with crossroads, and often those turning points appear in the most ordinary of days. A conversation, an email, an invitation, or even a chance meeting can alter the direction of your journey. If your heart is unprepared and your spirit is misaligned, you may miss opportunities designed for you or walk blindly into traps that were never meant for you. But prayer tunes your spirit to discernment. It heightens your awareness so you can recognize doors that are truly meant to be opened and avoid those that would lead you astray. When you pray for divine guidance in the morning, you are essentially saying, "Direct my steps so that I don't waste energy on paths that don't lead to life." Prayer also invites wisdom. There are countless voices competing for your attention every single day. Opinions, advice, media, and even your own internal dialogue. But not every voice deserves to lead you. Wisdom is the ability to know which voice to follow and which to silence. Morning prayer clears the clutter so you can hear the right voice. It gives you the wisdom to respond calmly instead of reacting emotionally, to wait when rushing would cause harm, and to act when hesitation would create loss. Wisdom transforms ordinary choices into pathways of blessing, and it begins when you take time to align yourself with divine truth before the noise of the world sets in. Beyond direction and wisdom, prayer invites protection. Not every danger you face in a day is visible. Some are physical accidents, health risks, or unforeseen events. Others are spiritual or emotional, negativity, toxic influences, temptations that chip away at your peace and integrity. You cannot always predict these challenges, but through prayer, you can walk shielded. Protection does not mean life becomes free of struggles, but it does mean you are covered in strength and guarded from unnecessary harm. Morning prayer wraps your day in a layer of security that keeps you steady no matter what comes. Another dimension of divine guidance is peace. When you pray for direction, wisdom, and protection, you do not just gain answers. You gain peace in knowing that you are not walking alone. Even if the road ahead is uncertain, you carry assurance that you will be guided step by step. Peace becomes your compass, telling you when a decision is aligned and when it is not. Many people rush through their days in restlessness, but those who invite guidance begin with calm, carrying an unshakable sense that they are being led with purpose. The truth is, the day ahead will always hold surprises, some good, some difficult. You cannot control them all, but you can prepare your heart for them. Morning prayer is like a traveler mapping their course before setting out on a long journey. It doesn't remove the obstacles, but it equips you to navigate them with clarity, courage, and safety. By inviting divine guidance, you position yourself to walk the right path, make wise decisions, and stay protected from unseen dangers. So before rushing into your tasks, take that time to invite guidance into your day. Open your heart to direction, wisdom, and protection, and you will find that even the most ordinary day can become extraordinary. Prayer ensures that you don't simply stumble through life. You walk it with purpose, equipped for everything you will encounter. The power to overcome challenges begins with the posture of your morning. Every day holds unexpected trials, moments that test your patience, tempt your strength, and threaten your peace. Some days the challenges are small, like interruptions, delays, or inconveniences. Other days they are heavy: conflict, loss, financial pressure, or health concerns. While you cannot predict the shape of these struggles, you can prepare your spirit to meet them. This is why a prayed-up morning is so vital. Prayer does not erase challenges, but it equips you to face them with courage and endurance. When you pray at the start of the day, you acknowledge that life will test you, but that you are not powerless against it. Challenges are inevitable, but defeat is not. Prayer fills you with courage, the inner boldness to step into difficulties without shrinking back. It reminds you that you are not facing obstacles alone and that you carry strength greater than yourself. Fear loses its grip when you realize you are supported by divine power. Instead of dreading the unknown, you begin the day ready, confident that whatever comes, you have already been fortified in prayer. Endurance is another gift of a prayed-up morning. Courage allows you to face challenges head on, but endurance gives you the stamina to keep going when the struggle does not end quickly. Many obstacles in life are not solved in a moment. They stretch over weeks, months, or even years. Endurance is the ability to stand firm and press forward without collapsing under the weight of delay. Prayer builds endurance by steadying your heart and reminding you of a bigger picture. It gives you the resilience to keep showing up, to keep believing, and to keep moving, even when progress feels slow. A prayed-up morning also equips you with perspective. Challenges often feel larger than they are because of the way we perceive them. Anxiety magnifies problems, making them seem impossible. But prayer shifts your view. It reminds you of the strength already within you and the support surrounding you. It shrinks the size of fear by magnifying faith. Suddenly, what looked like a mountain begins to look like a hill you can climb. The problem may not vanish, but your perspective empowers you to handle it with calm determination instead of panic. Another way prayer equips you to overcome challenges is by guarding your emotions. Stress and anger are natural reactions to difficulty, but they can make problems worse. When you begin your morning in prayer, your spirit is covered in peace. That peace becomes a shield throughout the day, helping you respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Challenges that might normally break your composure no longer control your emotions. Instead, you face them with patience, wisdom, and inner stability. Prayer also fuels creativity and solutions. Many obstacles require not just strength but insight. When you pray, your mind becomes clearer and your heart becomes more open to direction. Instead of being stuck in frustration, you begin to see possibilities you had not considered before. Answers come more easily, not because the challenge is easy, but because your spirit is aligned to receive wisdom. This creativity transforms challenges from barriers into stepping stones. Above all, a prayed-up morning reminds your purpose. Challenges can feel meaningless and draining if you see them only as interruptions. But through prayer, you remember that every trial can shape you, strengthen you, and refine your character. You understand that even difficulties can serve your growth. This awareness transforms how you approach them. You no longer see them as enemies, but as opportunities to rise stronger. So never underestimate the power of a prayed-up morning. It equips you with courage to face the battles of the day without fear, and endurance to keep standing when the battles last longer than expected. It gives you perspective, steadies your emotions, sparks solutions, and anchors you in purpose. Challenges will come, but when you meet them rooted in prayer, you discover that you are not just surviving them. You are overcoming them with strength and peace that cannot be shaken. Living the day with purpose begins with the way you choose to start it. A day without intention easily slips into distraction, routine, or wasted effort. Hours pass quickly, and before you know it, the day is gone with little to show for it. But when you begin the morning with prayer, you awaken your spirit to meaning. Prayer reminds you that life is not random, that every moment carries weight, and that every action can make an impact. It transforms the ordinary into extraordinary because you are no longer moving aimlessly. You are walking with direction, with clarity, and with purpose. Morning prayer shifts your mindset from survival to significance. Instead of stumbling through the day, reacting to whatever happens, you approach the hours ahead with intention. You recognize that even simple tasks, your conversations, your work, your choices, are opportunities to add value, to bless others, and to reflect peace and kindness. This sense of purpose lifts your spirit above routine. What others might see as mundane, you see as meaningful because you know you are walking in alignment and every step can be used for good. Purpose also fuels consistency. When you lack purpose, motivation fades quickly. You may start with energy, but give up at the first sign of resistance. But when prayer grounds you in purpose, you carry a deeper why into everything you do. That why gives you strength to persevere, even in difficult moments. You know your actions matter, not just for yourself, but for those connected to you. This awareness transforms how you view challenges. Instead of obstacles, they become opportunities to prove your faith, to grow stronger, and to inspire others who are watching your journey. Living with purpose also means you see beyond yourself. Prayer enlarges your perspective so that you no longer live only for your own comfort or success. You begin to notice the needs of others. You pay attention to the people around you. The colleague who needs encouragement, the family member who needs patience, the stranger who needs kindness. A day lived in prayer becomes a day lived in service, and that service spreads blessing beyond your own life. Even small acts of kindness carry eternal weight when they are rooted in purpose. Prayer also fills your day with direction. Without guidance, it is easy to waste time chasing distractions or pouring energy into things that do not truly matter. But when you align in the morning, you become more discerning. You know when to say yes, when to say no, and when to pause. This clarity helps you focus on what truly contributes to your calling and not just what clamours for your attention. You move from being busy to being fruitful, from running in circles to making steady progress on the path meant for you. Another powerful result of living with purpose is peace. Purpose gives meaning even to your struggles. When you understand that challenges shape you and contribute to your growth, you no longer feel crushed by them. Instead, you endure them with calm strength, knowing that they are part of a bigger plan. This peace radiates to those around you, inspiring them to face their own days with courage. Your life becomes a testimony that purpose can turn even the hardest seasons into meaningful journeys. When you end a day lived in purpose, there is a sense of fulfillment that cannot be bought. It does not come how much you accomplished, but from knowing that your actions were intentional, your words were meaningful, and your spirit stayed aligned. And it all begins in the morning, in that quiet moment of prayer where you chose direction over distraction, clarity over confusion, and significance over survival. So guard your mornings and infuse them with prayer. Start with gratitude, align with peace, and invite purpose to flow into every step. In doing so, you will not only transform your own life, but you will also become a blessing to everyone you encounter. Morning prayer turns each day into a mission, each task into an offering, and each moment into a chance to live with meaning. That is the power of living the day with purpose. The truth is this: your mornings are sacred. They are not meant to be filled with rush, worry, or distraction. They are meant to set the tone for everything that follows. The way you begin is the way you continue. When you claim those first moments in prayer, you are not just whispering words. You are shaping your atmosphere, aligning your spirit, and declaring peace over your entire day. Prayer transforms confusion into clarity, weakness into strength, and fear into calm confidence. It invites wisdom where there is uncertainty, protection where there is vulnerability, and courage where there is challenge. It does not remove obstacles, but it equips you to face them with resilience and vision. It gives you endurance when the day feels long, perspective when problems feel heavy, and peace when the noise of the world grows loud. And most importantly, prayer infuses your life with purpose. Every action, every word, every step becomes meaningful when you live from a place of alignment. You bless not only yourself, but also those around you, your family, your work, your community, because your spirit carries peace and strength into every interaction. So do not waste your mornings. Do not hand them over to anxiety or distraction. Guard them, honor them, and use them to center your heart in prayer. Because when you begin with prayer, you do not just transform your morning, you transform your entire day. And when you transform your days, you begin to transform your life.